Sorry about that, guys. I thought it had everything ready to go. I see that Anu's in the house already. Hello, welcome, Anu. If you could accept the request to be a guest, I sent you the link. If you could click on that so I can add you in, and we can get this started pretty soon. Hi, Hilda, welcome. Could you give me a sound check, Hilda? Make sure that you can see me okay and hear okay. Excuse me. Can you hear me, Hilda? Sounds good. Thank you, Hilda. Anu, I sent you the request. I'm going to check and see if you are there. Participants. Invite a guest. Let me see. Instructions for guest. Okay. There's a humming sound, and actually that's it's a meditation. It's called Yohed Shin Vav He. This is a meditation that actually I knew. Okay, I think it has that tone um, to help raise your vibration or something like that. But I like listening to it. I find it soothing. I lowered the volume a little bit. Is that better? Yeah. And I am still trying to figure out how to get Anu on here. Hi, Kevstar. Welcome. Anu, could you let me know if you're actually still in the room? I see that you checked in earlier. Could you give me a thumbs up or let me know that you're in the room? And I also sent you the link on YouTube for you to click on, and then I could add you in as a guest. It's also here at the top of the chat. If you click on that, Anu, then you'll go in. Let's see. Now that's my signal. Okay, Hilda and Kevstar, which one of you are brave enough to test this with me? I'm going to turn the camera around. Which one of you two are brave enough to test this with me? You don't, you can just put your avatar on, but I just want to see if I can add you as a guest. So could one of you click on that link at the top, the StreamYard link, and see if I can add you as a guest? So if I see if I could do it with Anu. This is my first time setting it up this way. Who's brave enough? Come on. If there's anybody else in here, I invite you as well to click on the link at the top for the StreamYard to see if I can add you as a guest. Just as a test. You don't even have to say nothing if you don't want to. Except, hey. And there is a way that you can do it to where you okay. I don't have any takers yet. Hi, Candy. Do you want to try, Candy, and see if I can add you as a guest? If you'll click on the top there where it says I am Monica and the StreamYard link, you don't have to say anything at all. I just want to see if I can add you. And just turn off your cam and you just put on the avatar. Let's see who's the first one that can get in here. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's see who can pop in here and I have my first guest. I see someone, and who is it? It's Hilda. Awesome. Okay, Hilda, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but what I'm going to do is unmute you. And if you, I'm gonna, no, that's the camera. So make sure that you have your avatar on if you don't want your face to show. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds, and if not, just turn your camera away. Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Hilda. Edit name. Nope, I don't want to kick from studio. Invite. Nope, that's not what I want to do either. Well, it came. Hilda. Click on your name, maybe? It's still not working. But it shows that you popped in there, Hilda. Okay, edit name. Kick from studio. I don't want to do that. Ban from studio. I don't want to do that either. To my sweet Hilda. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, click on myself. Nope, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Edit name. Nope, don't want to do that either. So I'm not sure. Thank you for trying, Hilda, but it didn't work for some reason. Okay. Well, this is not very good. Let me go ahead and turn this off, guys. Anyway, I was just trying to follow up. Okay, you tried, Candy. It didn't work for you. Yeah, it showed that it worked for Hilda. Okay, let me see. Okay, what if I press that? Nope, I don't want to do that. How? Okay, Anu's trying to get in here. He's saying how. Anu, if you're listening, okay, there's another message here. Private chat. That's okay. Practicing. Thanks, Hilda. That's my first. I think that's my first private message. Thank. True light. Okay. Now, Anu, thank you so much again for joining us. If you go to the top of the chat in the stream here, there's a what do you call that? A link there for StreamYard. I think if you click on that, then it'll give me the alert that you've accepted the guest request, and then I can add you in. So can you try that, please? Okay. Nothing's happening yet. Anyway, I made myself some notes because we were discussing yesterday about um, who's who, what we really are, and all of that. Okay, there's a guest request. Let me get on here and see if that's him. And it is Anu. Okay, let's see if it works. And Hilda, try that. Add to stream. Yay! I
True
think I
light,
got
true
it.
light,
Anu,
true
can you
light.
hear me?
Indeed, indeed, indeed. You can hear me?
Yes, I hear you just fine. Well, welcome, Anu. Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, can you hear Anu okay?
Salutations.
I'm so glad that you joined us, Anu. I'm honored. I'm so honored that you um, are taking the time
Indeed,
to speak with us. And
indeed.
anyway, would you like to share a little bit about yourself before you get started, Anu?
Well, for those that doesn't know, I am Anu in the flesh. For most people that need to find out more synopsis on Anunnaki or to build on Enlil, Enki, I'm here to answer people's questions on their ponderments about these particular topics. When it comes to us as a whole universal galactical entity, we're here to usher humanity's in. We're not here to, default it or, a lot of people would say Anunnaki is bad and etc. The powers that be in this present time be bad. You follow what I'm saying? But when it
Yes.
comes to the entities re-entering this realm, or as I could say, descending, right, onto this plane, we're descending truth, descending here to, change the locomotive or narrative of peace. The ultimate gain is the peace. You follow?
Yes, I do. I do. So this is kind of confusing to me, Anu, because you know where I've been as far as all the different rabbit holes and trying to kind of decipher things out. So you say that you're saying that you are Anu, the grand creator.
Yeah, this question. You see, what we have to remember is our memories have been warped. Our memories have been in retrospective speaking from childhood into adult, also with the food that you're intaking. So evidently we know that we are particles from the universe. So we are stars, light beings, right? That have chosen to descend on earth a certain mission, right? So most of us have been through, these indoctrinated schools and these different institutions that wipe out one's memory. You follow? So when you talk about reincarnates or incarnated beings, reincarnates have akashic full of, right? So to the particular individual go within self to these memories. So regardless if individual over here saying, well, oh, I don't think you are, I don't get any, certification from you because I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis. I already know who I'm with. You have I have Octarians that I communicate with. I have Greys. Why are these entities coming to communicate with me? But for no reason? No. You read clearly about Anu, you see that he created the Greys. You understand? He created the Carians. The Carians is what we came down to the earth as first. The Carians are the carnal birds. why you see every image of the Anunnaki they have, and they're holding the egg in a bird-like manner, or depicted it in a bird-like, image, right? So we know that's the
You're speaking of kind
Carians.
of like,
Then we're moving
huh,
down the line to the reptilians. Go on.
so when you
Okay.
say the carrions, is that kind of like the bird-like people, like thought? No?
Thought, yeah, of course, that's the people. You're right. You're correct.
Okay. I'm just trying to get
So
a visual.
what we have is that if you look at the if we look at the anatomy of the brain itself, you will see that part of the brain has the snake, right? The head of the cerebellum, the bird. You follow what I'm saying to you? So the higher intellect of you, raising your vibrations, you will get to this point of bird-like attributes. You follow what I'm saying? So when being taught, I was taught by a crow. I wasn't taught by a human being. You follow? And I sat back and thought, well, how is it possible that I can communicate with this bird on a level to where we're actually speaking? Like, the birds told me how tall I am, what's my height, what things I'm into, etc. Now, I always look into researching these kind of things. So when you look into the crow has the same brain as a monkey. You follow? It recognizes humans' faces. Yeah, it locks into the auric field of the human being. You follow? Now, if we look into most of the gods that came to earth, they always had a raven or a crow. You look at Elijah, you look at Odin, right? So that's
Okay.
showing you that they was in tune with their carnal self, if that makes any sense to you.
Your carnal self.
Right. If you could type in,
That
if you
is
have
that sort
another
of like,
device, go on.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't want to stop your thought.
Yeah, if you type it in carnal bird, you will see the carnal birds, etc. These are the things that you see the Catholics, Vatican, they're copying from this carnal ship. So this is why you have them saying that they're cardinals, bishops. Yeah, you
Ah,
follow what I'm saying to you now?
yeah.
Right. So
Huh.
they already know that these specific um beings with this DNA strand is going to come back to the earth. You follow? And when they come back to the earth, they're going to show people how to learn from the stars. This is why you see in every religious book that was published by university, right? If we look at universities, we know that they're called campus magnuses. Campus magnus is a short word for the camp of the magicians, right? So you have a lot of professors and scientists that practice alchemy, magic. You follow? So
Yes.
what they try to do is put out these series of books, Bible, Quran, Torah, etc. But they're diluted. They're not telling you the esoteric, levels of spirituality. So this is the reason why the Enoch book was taken out of the Bible. See, with the Enoch book, you notice that he also walked with God. He also had a crow teaching him, right? But moving forward, he explains that when Uriel visited him, Uriel took him to the future, right? So what he's seen in the future was Earth after the nuclear holocaust. You understand me?
Okay.
After the destruction of Earth, right? And he was also shown hell. You follow? So when
Okay.
he was shown hell, it was confusing to him that the angels showed him basically exactly where he was in another veil. You follow? So this is what the veil is. We have two different veils that are spoken about. So you have one veil that is spoken about for the ozone layer. Yeah, that veil has been removed. This is why you're having global warming. Okay, the firmament. This is the ozone layer. If you don't know, now you know. All right. Then you have the other veil that is we are walking amongst the dead. You follow? So just like you have the living On one side of the mirror, on the opposite side of the mirror, is the dead simultaneously on this plane. This is why I told you hell is on earth. You follow? So once you come to the pre-existence of finding out that you're a soul that's trying to get back to heaven from hell. You follow? So this is why
Okay.
you see major ascended masters teach you ascension in retrospective of how to control your elements on earth. It's not really important because this is hell on earth. You follow? So I'm not going to teach you to, endure these third dimensional lower vibrations. It doesn't, it's not a synchronism. You understand?
So this is not where we're to be. So this whole ascension thing, is that what you were speaking of? Like it was last year,
Hmm.
you were really pushing for folks to really cleanse their diets and
Hmm.
lift their energies because of some conjunction that was happening, what, December the 21st of last year.
Right. Right. So that was what you consider the great alignment. So what people need to understand is that Earth itself is a craft, right? It is a sphere. Okay. So we know that this sphere is moving to the third dimensional of galaxies. So we're in three galaxies at one time, right? We're in the Milky Way, we're in the cluster galaxy, and we're also in the trilateral galaxy. So as you move higher on the sphere of Earth, right? You're going into these elements of different planetary alignments. So we know that every certain amount of years, all the planets in line in the same galaxy, or we could say the same orbit as Earth. You follow? So what we're actually feeling are all these planetary energies intertwining with Earth's energy. Yeah. Plus, the ozone layer has removed itself. So the UV radiation is at an all-time high. You follow what I'm saying? Now, with the
Yes.
UV radiation, we have to remember that if we consider the violet flame, so the violet flame itself is radiation. Yeah. So most individuals that consider themselves 144,000 of crystalline blood are actually radiating, right? You
Okay.
follow?
Yes.
So this is why they coming with the whole synopsis of let's test them on their, that's why they're saying the temperature of certain individuals. If this temperature is certain high, then they need the vaccine, etc. Because they know about this certain particular shit, and they know about certain individuals that's coming with X Men, abilities. You follow what I'm saying? Just
Yes.
like how yesterday you were speaking on, oh, some people will levitate, some people will do. It's basically telekinesis, right? All
Hmm.
right. This is a fact, but it's happening now. You follow? Everything they put out is already happened.
Okay.
Does that make any sense to you?
It does,
So what?
it does make sense. I mean, they've been priming us for a long time, with
Mm,
movies and books and powering off things, and letting
hmm.
us know
Hmm.
what's going on. But when I what
Right.
okay, let me not break your train of thought. Keep talking, Anu.
So yeah, so basically you see a lot of these extraterrestrial entities are actually coming to this, this earth plane is simply because they're tired of the governments. Yeah, the governments have been given technology to help, usher humanity into, without using electro lower frequency devices. They have the ability to give everybody free energy, free food, etc. Right? So
Yes.
basically the entities from the Galactical Federation, also with the Universal Federation, have come now and are visiting the people that are part of their DNA, and they're transmitting the true information. They're giving them the true, breakdown of why they're here, why they're orbiting. This has happened from 2 years ago, right? This is the whole reason why we was put on the quarantine lockdown, because the
Oh,
extraterrestrials itself couldn't, how can we say, they couldn't dock on Earth while people were still running around. You follow what I'm saying? So as
Ah,
people, right? So as people was in their houses, they was getting gray attachments, Octarian attachments, Anunnaki attachments. You get what I'm saying to you?
so when you
So the,
say attachments, Anu, what do you mean? Them taking using humans or using
yeah, of
people
course,
here
the
as
host.
hosts?
Yeah, yeah, you a host,
Oh,
definitely. You follow what I'm saying? But you got to remember, you have 47 dormant extraterrestrial genes inside of your body. Every human has this on Earth. So we're not exempting anyone. You follow?
okay.
Right. So therefore, like when you have joint cramps and fatigue, this is the attachment. You understand me? So say for instance, when you're speaking and you see your camera pixelating and stuff, this is the attachment. You understand me?
The attachment.
Because
So what are you saying? Because I've been mentioning about the severe muscle cramps and pain that I'm in.
right.
Does that
Oh,
mean
I've
I have
answered
an
it.
attachment? And
I've
if I
answered
do,
that to you.
how do I get it off?
You know why you want to get it off? What is it doing something? Is it doing something bad to you? You can't
It
control it.
hurts.
Well, you see, this is where you have to learn to coincide with the extra entity that's with you. So we have to look at the word extraterrestrial.
Mhm.
Extraterrestrial, which is terra, astral being. So you're part of Terra, which we call this Earth, and you're an astral being from space. So now you just have an extra add-on, right? So now you have to learn how to coexist with this extra add-on. You follow? Most people, they can't handle it, and this is what's making them die, right? Because people would say COVID is a series of different things. Like some might say to you, COVID is inflammation in the chest. Some might say it's obesity. Some say it's pneumonia, bronchitis, right? But the people that do know it was an attachment that the body couldn't handle. It overheated your body, and you wasn't able to handle it.
Hmm.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So this is go on.
no, there's something about I call it the cornholio poke to keep me from getting my channel blocked or the video from being taken down. So I call it, or you can call it the
Mm.
jab or whatever. Because
Yeah, 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 yeah. We're not gonna really, yeah, yeah, because they're going hard on that right now. I
yeah,
even got
yeah. I want to make
flagged
sure that
myself.
the folks here get the information that you're trying to get to them.
Right, right, exactly. So we put some shade on that for the time being. As we look at Corona, it means the sun. It means crown. Central
Yes.
sun has returned back. The central sun is the hottest part of the sun, right? So it's radiant and it's giving radiant light on the sun children, the children of the sun, right? Which we know are solar plexus beings, people that have a solar plexus. Most people have a solar plexus. You follow? So if we look at the solar plexus itself, it's an atom, right? That can produce atomic energy. You follow?
Okay.
So if we look at the sun as the atom, the main atom, and we down here as molecules, right? Particles of the atom, then basically we can interlock with this how can we say these energies, these powers. You follow what I'm saying to you?
Okay.
Which are called sun heat genes. They're called sun heat genes.
A son, what kind of gene? Say it again, Anu, please.
Sun heat genes.
Sun heat genes.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. So most people they don't have sun heat genes. So when the sun is very radiant, they're catching melatonin. Melatonin is skin cancer. You follow? And that's
Okay.
because of the right. That's the lack of chlorophyll in the body. Ah, see now, and the chlorophyll itself comes from what?
Plants.
Right. So if you want to consume the dead, then that's exactly what you're going to be. You understand?
Ah, so when you eating your bacon sandwich and all this
Mm,
dead food,
hmm.
you're eating the dead. So
Right,
that
but that's
means
what
that
the vampires need, because that's a Coptic nationality. The vampires are the walking dead ghosts. You follow? That
Mhm.
need to that need to feed off of certain particles that have blood infused, you know, nutrients. So we could say like pigs. So a lot of people that have porcelain DNA, when you look up porcelain DNA, that's pig DNA, right? Have to eat a lot of pig. When you look up canine, Homo canine, right? They are the dogs. You follow? So they are
Okay.
the individuals that have dog fur. They are the individuals that need to also dogs eat meat, don't they? They're not vegetarian. So once again, that's another group of people that eat meat. So what you got to figure out is that this meat, what it's doing, is making your blood more denser. It's making your blood more contaminated. So therefore, when the extraterrestrial does try to house the body, it's difficult. You follow what I'm saying? If you're trying to contact with higher astral beings, it would be difficult.
Because your vessel is contaminated.
Yeah, we all been contaminated from birth. When we had the immunization shots, that was the first contamination. The immunization shots itself was to dilute the blood, right? For you not to get these particular transmissions from a young age. This is why all the children got chicken pox. That was actually the immunization. How can we call it? You know, the bad attributes from it. You
Side
follow?
effects.
Right, the side effects. There you go.
Hmm.
So these side effects, particularly throughout years, become detrimental to your health because what are they? Are worms. You follow?
Makes sense.
Of course, when you look at a ringworm comes out in a circle, and it comes what? Some people get it from dirty water. Some people get it, from not washing. Some people get bed, the same thing with bed. What you call them? Bed, not bed bugs, but bed scars or whatever. When you lay on your bed for a month and you
Bed
get up from
sores.
it,
Yes.
you'll have bed sores. So
Yeah.
all of these are coming from the food that you're eating. You get it? So the
Yeah.
sun right now, what it's doing, it's a germ killer. So it's eradicating all of these germs and negative negative attributions that's in your blood. You get what I'm saying?
I get that. There's so much going on, and all this talk I knew
Yeah.
about Planet Nine, Nibiru back in the 80s. The scientists were talking about it, and they shut them down and said that it's just a figment of your imagination. You don't know what you're talking about. But now they're talking about this Planet Nine, this rogue planet, Tiamat.
Okay.
What
Mhm.
is that?
Okay. So the planet itself is a rogue planet, right? So actually how the planet comes to this plane is from negativity. You understand? So this certain red star, this what you call Nibiru, some people call it Tiamat, some people call it Destroyer, some people call it the Wormwood. It's
Mhm.
attracted to negativity. It's attracted to negative vibrations. You follow?
Okay.
So this is the whole reason why it's here now. Is because the negativity is at an all-time high to where Tiamat itself used to be. What we need to understand is that Tiamat was a bigger construct, right? And what you see now as the astral belt or the cluster galaxy is a broken piece of Tiamat,
Ah,
right? You follow what I'm saying to you? So
okay.
you
Is
have
that
go on.
I remember when you said that I saw something in front of the Vatican, this big statue looking thing, and it looks like the world, but it's like there's another half planet crashed into it or something.
Yeah, yeah. That particular is Tiamat, and that is everywhere. It's outside the World Trade Center building. It's outside the Vatican. It's outside Buckingham Palace because they know this is the planet that is coming to alter the the feng shui of Earth, if that makes any sense to you. Because when this planet comes in, what it does, it actually raises the sea level and erupts the volcanoes, right?
That's what's happening right now.
Right. This is what's happening right now because of the simple fact of the negativity, right? So what you have to remember is just like Earth is a star, supernovas are stars. Supernova comes to an explosion or decease of its time frame, right? See, with Earth though, Earth is basically like a hub of all the elements from each planet. Because if you go and look at let's say the planets per se, just on a scientific level, you notice most of them are uninhabitable because they have gas, carbon dioxide, you know.
Hmm. That not
So
hospitable for humans.
right, so Earth is the only habitable place for us as we come down from space. So this is a very important place in the universe. You follow?
Okay. Is it only because it's a habitable place, or is there another reason? You hear the stories that in the Sumerian text about the Anunnaki initially came here to mine for gold and all of that. Is there any truth to that, or
Okay, so what happened with the gold now? So we use gold in different planets to create habitable atmospheres. Does that make sense?
yes?
Okay. Also, the gold is it's a very special conduit for plasma energy, right? So you know your blood is plasma. So by you taking in monoatomic gold, right? You become to you become to the realization of your blood is no longer in balance or your equilibrium is no longer up and down, up and down. This is what emotions is, right? So
Hmm.
when you have these certain attachments, like magicians know about it, even people that channel, your emotions is what triggers these anxieties. Your emotion it triggers the heart attacks, these things. So this is why you see all these prophets was mentioned in these holy books that they was men of peace. You get it?
Hmm.
Because their powers were so tremendous that they had to walk in peace. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. But you see what they're gonna do, they're gonna tell you what they think it is because they don't come from the bloodline. You get it?
Okay.
I'm telling you what it is for my own experience. You follow what I'm saying to you?
I
So
hear
let's
you.
say so a lot of individuals would say, okay, so if we're not gonna use the term ET or alien, let's use angels, yeah?
Okay. And what is the difference between, okay, the extraterrestrials, interterrestrials? They're beings that live in under the sea, in the sea.
Hmm.
There's a whole bunch of different beings.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's get this one thing out of the way. See, Enki he runs the water, and Lil
Okay. And
runs the
he's
air,
called the
right?
fish god. Is he the
Right,
fish
the fish
god?
god. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to remember the Abzu was a very important um, pool of water at a certain time. And this time, when the Abzu was important, the world was hot. Every golden age, the world was tremendously hot. So what they're trying to explain to you about with the Abzu is that they had to spend most of their time in that element. You get it?
Okay.
When they first came out of the water. You follow? So if we look at if we look at the aquatic beings, right? The aquatic beings will be let's say, the ancestors for all the island people that you see now. So you see like Caribbean islands, Brazil, Panama, all of these coastal islands
Hmm.
is where these amphibious beings settled. Does that make sense?
Would that be like the Polynesian people as well? Hawaii?
Yeah, yeah, all of them.
Okay.
This is why
So
they're
these
so
so
into.
these are so when you say they're descendants of the fish,
Mhm.
uh of so that would be inky.
Right, exactly. Now, if you look at the name Inky, we could go a little bit more deeper and say the god Yam. Yeah. If you look at Yam now, then you see Yam he's a merman. You understand me?
Okay.
Right.
King
The same.
Titan.
Right, the Titan. So then when you look at the pitchfork, yeah, the pitchfork is the symbol for Poseidon, right? These are all the same being. What you have to remember is a lot of these entities incarnated into different beings to teach, also leave their lessons for when they come back to Earth, they can refine their steps again and remember. You get what I'm saying to you? So we so look at all the gods that wield the pitchfork. You have Shiva, you have Poseidon.
Mhm.
Who else you have? You have Enki, you have Yam, right?
So
These are all
so it's all the same.
right. It's all the
All
same.
the
That's what I'm
same.
trying to tell
So
you.
what line is in Lil?
And Lil,
Yes.
okay. So Enlil, so you got the blue line, right? And then you got the red line. So the blue is who we know is Enki, right? Represents the water. Then you got the red line is Enlil. See, this is the thing what happened with Enlil though. See, because Enlil wasn't as important or liked, right, amongst the amphibious beings, he kind of went to the cavemen. You understand me?
Okay. Okay. Now the cavemen. Let me stop you there. Where the
Mm.
cavemen come from? Who
See,
made the cavemen?
the cave, everybody has come from the same cell. You understand that? Everybody came from the cell of Adam and Eve. If you want to say Adam and Eve, we can use Mary, Joseph, whatever names you want to use, right?
Hmm.
Now we gotta remember that the deficient DNA was an albino that came out with albino skin and blue eyes. All
Now
right,
which one was that?
the albinos,
Yeah. Who was that? What line was that?
that wasn't a line yet. It wasn't a line. It was just a deficiency. It was just a deficient race that couldn't live under the sun, and we needed to remove them from the desert so they don't die, and move them
Okay,
into
but
the
I don't.
caves.
I missed. It's getting a little staticky, but I missed where you said
Sorry.
it came from.
Okay. So what I said was they all came from the same womb, right? Let's say the woman, yeah, they all came from the same womb. It's just like if you have a dark skinned child and you have a fair child, all right?
Yes, which I that's happened occurred with me. I've had a
Yeah.
chocolate baby and I've had a yellow baby.
All right. So it's capable of happening, correct?
Yes.
All right. So the albino baby was deficient, lepers. You understand? So we know that the lepers they would die underneath the sun. You get me?
Okay.
So we what we did was we gave them advice to live in the cold hemisphere, and we walked them to the Caucasus Mountains, all right? Turkey, Syria, Damascus, and we allowed them to go into the caves. You follow? So from when they went into the caves, they went further into the Serbian mountains of Russia and became the Vikings and the cavemen that you see today or back then. Now you have to remember something. Now, with these DNA strands, now we look at their customs like demonic and evil. So we know that the cave women used to have children so the caveman can eat it. That's what you call cannibalism, right? We know the caveman used to drink blood to boost their iron. This is what you call cannibalism. And these are the same people in Russia and all these places today that are with that lady. What's her name? Maria Maverich or something like that.
My something. I know who you're talking about. She takes
Right.
blood and all kinds of disgusting things and makes art with it.
Well, to us it's disgusting because we're not cannibals, but to them it's normal. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm not understanding why. If
Okay.
they came from the same mother, what happened to them? What
All right.
happened?
So you have to remember. You have to remember the cold itself is a desolate area. Nothing can grow. No vegetation. Yeah. So this is why they had to resort into cannibalism. Get that?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying about that, but what I'm saying is, okay, this mother had a
Mm-hmm.
two children, okay? One of
Mm-hmm.
them came out melanated and the other one
Hmm.
came out all jacked up and can't absorb the sun hurts it. What
Right.
happened to this child? To this
Yeah. That's
seed?
what I'm
What
saying.
happened?
We we did our best in not trying to destroy them and gave them a different habitat where it was more suitable for them to live. Right.
Yeah, and I understand that. I'm still trying to understand, why
Mm-hmm.
did it happen to them? What happened to them?
Wh-
Why?
and
And you
when
say
you
I'm
ask him
that
what
one. I
happened,
am that one.
no, 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 no. I
That
get
I
what
want
you're
to know
saying,
everything. Why?
but you have to be more specific on what your why is. Because I just explained two things that
Mhm.
answered your why, but there's something that
Yep.
you want to ask, but you haven't put the description on it yet.
Yeah. I'm understanding that whatever happened to this child or this
Mhm.
being,
Mm,
it was recognized that this particular child had problems, or this line had
mm,
problems. So you guys, as we escorted them to the European countries, to where it was
mhm,
cold, because they
mhm.
couldn't handle the heat because of their lack of melanin. My
Right.
question is what happened to them that caused them not to have the melanin?
Oh, I see. Well, it's just like with Adam. Adam had A and B, so A and B chromosomes is from the mother. You understand? So
Okay.
you got to remember, O type blood is very rare, right? So let's say if you have A and let's say if you had A and O, they would say that you're A type blood. They wouldn't mention the O. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these did not get the B. You follow?
Okay.
They was RH. You get
The
that?
Rh negative folk.
Right. So
Okay.
when we use RH, the scientist itself uses it in a description different to us. We call it recessive genes. You've heard of that word, right?
Yes, I have.
Well, there goes the RH. All right. So the RH positive means that you're recessible to the heat. RH negative means you're not recessible to the heat. This is why one can catch skin cancer, the other can't.
Let's see. Okay.
Right.
That's I'm trying to wrap my head around that one. Um
Mm-hmm.
okay, so the people that's on the earth, let's go back to the topic of the video that kind of prompted all this. The people
Mm-hmm.
that are on this earth right now, who are the people that are on this earth? Is that 144 just spread amongst the population here, and those are the people that you're looking for to kind of poke their heads up? I'm the one, kind of. And who are these other people, and what's going to happen to them?
So you got to remember, because we have these different lines, so these lines have broken into Aryans, right? You have Eurasians, we have the
Asians.
Europeans, we have the Anglo-Saxons. So all of these different groups believe they're the 144,000.
Yes,
Okay?
across the board, they everybody says we're the ones, we're the ones. We're the
Right.
ones, and including the
I
Black
allow them.
Hebrew Israelites, and also the quite recently I've been listening to Dane Calloway and speaking
Mhm,
about the Negro Indians that are the Aboriginal people that
mhm,
were in the Americas from the beginning before the Asiatic people even came to the Americas.
mm. Interesting. See, what I look at is the acronym of ABBA. When you look at Abba, Abba is another word for God. Abba is another word for our Father. So any Abba original
Hmm.
being is from God.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
So
get that?
if the Negro Indians
Mm,
were the Aboriginal people of the
mm,
Americas,
mm-hmm,
what I want to ask you is, I understand that there's a priestly race of
mm-hmm.
people that are
Yes.
dark skinned that come from a totally different planet. Have you ever heard of that? Of course you do.
Yeah.
You're all new. You should.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about the Melchizedeks.
Okay.
On.
So who are those people? Are they here today? Is that the
Yeah, of course.
chosen people?
Uh, well, you gotta think about it like this. The high priests are the ones that's channeling the entities that you guys can't see. Like I have an ET in my house. I can see, I'm looking at right now. So to me, I would say the Melchizedeks are the highest order in occultism. We also have the OCI, right? The OCI fall under the Melchizedek order. Then you have the Dark Lords. Then you have the Dejeti order. You see what I'm saying? So if we look at Melchizedek now, there's many ways you could look at him in a synopsis of Akhenaten or Thot, yeah,
Hmm.
because Thot is the one who created the COI, right? And the COI are the Dark Lords that control this whole synopsis. So how the Dark Lords control this whole synopsis is through mind power, just like how you see the Jedi's, right? They use their mind. You get it? So we physically don't have to be on a podium. You get that?
I see.
So because we tie in with the crystal DNA, we also tie in with the crystal, right? The crystal, what? The crystal mainframe of the earth. Just like how you have the metaverse, you have the internet, we have the crystalline ley lines underneath the earth.
Okay, I know. I think I know what you're talking about. I just recently found out there is a crystal ley line. I think in Arkansas that's
Mm.
124 miles long. Is that
Okay.
one of the ley lines that you're speaking of?
Yeah, yeah. I can actually send you some pictures on that and do a video on it. But the ley lines is completely it's around the world. You understand?
Yes.
So the crystal family can use these ley lines to communicate with other people in other parts of the world
Hmm.
subconsciously. You understand me?
Yes.
Now, like say for instance, because the veil has been lifted once again, you have like the imaginary world is here too, if that makes any sense.
The imaginary realm is what is that? What fourth D, 4D?
Mm,
No.
I would say fourth dimensional is actually still physical, right? But you can leave this dimension, fourth dimension. So let's say 5D. Yeah?
Okay.
All right. So the imaginary realm is the centurions, the the mermans, these things. Yeah?
Okay.
These things really exist.
And I believe they do. I
I
think
got
that a
pictures
lot
of
has
them.
been withheld from us, and um, we're in the age of Aquarius, the age of revealing that divine clock that you put in the sky.
Indeed. See what you're seeing in retrospective of people saying that there's a war in the heavens now. So that's what the war is. The primordial beings are warring with other entities.
And they're warring because of what?
Okay, so we know that the dragons are primordial beings, right?
Okay,
But
those are
we
the
know that,
Dracos that you speak of.
see, I don't look at them like that. I look at them like the seraphim. You
The
understand? The seraphim,
seraphim.
yeah, the seraphims, the fire serpents, right? The
Okay.
fiery ones. All right, those are the ones that protect God's throne. You follow what I'm saying? So evidently, if you see them in the sky fighting other entities, then they're protecting who? They're protecting the people. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people have dragon attachments. A lot of people have primordial being attachments that they only bring to fruition through their imagination. You understand me?
Yes, I'm following you.
So their imagination has been closed down for this third dimensional living. You follow?
Okay.
So as we look at all these gods, prophets, they spend a lot of time by themselves. Why they spend a lot of time by themselves is because the energies, and they also do not want to transmute any bad energy into their auric field. Plus, they want to keep their imagination, their imagination. Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Everything is a play on words. I'm seeing that now. Understanding
Hmm.
that. Yeah.
Right, right. Of course, because they're encrypted codes, isn't they? Just like how you look at flat Earth, right? A lot
Hmm.
of people is going on, oh, flat Earth, this flat. I see Earth our target. Does anybody else see that?
You see
Not
Earth
sure.
as a target.
When you write down Master Sergeant Flat Earth, right? And you
Okay.
play word search with these Master Sergeant Flat Earth with these four words, you would see within the four words it says Earth our target. When you look at the United Nations logo, it has a target on the Earth. Yeah,
It sure does.
right. So what is happening is that these governments have nuclear weapons. They're not supposed to have nuclear weapons, period. So now, by them doing more satellite transmissions with broadcasting,
I'm doing it on live right now.
they also have created a threat to the other extraterrestrials that's guarding, like the Galactical Federations. They guard the planetary sphere plus the universe. So, you can't have people with nuclear weapons that basically let emotions rule or guide their their how can we say, their life, if you get what I'm saying. So you're
Mhm.
dealing with people that one day might wake up in the morning, and because they had an argument with their wife, they might want to start a war in a deprimental country. You get what I'm saying? This is not.
Exactly. Now,
This
didn't
is
that
not.
start? Didn't it? I think it was in 1947 to
Mm,
whenever they did that Hiroshima thing, and that's where uh, there was contact and said, no, no, you're not going to be doing that down here.
right, right. Because you have to remember that nuclear energy itself propels most of the craft. So this is why they come to Earth for the plutonium. They also, if you notice that when you see a lot of the craft, they go in the water because they're collecting the metals, iron, like
Ah,
Australia, New Zealand, right? Why Australia and New Zealand are very prominent landing zones is for the uranium, all right?
wow. That makes
Right,
sense.
right. So this uranium is only it's high and rampant in New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia. That's why they made a movie. I don't remember the name of the movie, but they had a robot that was basically being chased by the humans for his parts. I forgot the name of the movie,
Not
but
I
that was
Robot, is it? With Will Smith? Not that one. No.
no, it's not iRobot, but it was located in South Africa. Trying to remember the name of the robot. It wasn't
Okay.
Area 51. It's something like that though. Section something. Was it Section 9 or Section 8 or something like that? The name of the movie.
Okay.
So
That's
what you
another one
have
I'll have to put
happening,
on my watch list.
of course. So what you have happening now, right, is that they know that their DNA will not allow them to become any kind of godlike form or godlike beings. So they're intertwining with artificial intelligence, androids. So you have a lot of people that are androids, right? Artificial intelligence,
Mr. Zberg.
right? That's one.
Yeah.
That's, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So why they're forming with the artificial intelligence? Because they look at the old ones, like how they've explained in Jordy Range, also the guy that owned Tesla. What's his name? Nicholas Tesla. That's his name.
Uh uh what is his name?
It's Tesla,
Oh,
right? Nicholas Tesla, right?
no, what's his name?
I thought that was his name.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. You're probably right, but what is that guy's name who owns Tesla? Guys in the chat. Who is that?
I believe
Oh, it's
that's
on
his
the tip
name.
of my tongue. But go ahead, Anu.
Okay, so what he's doing right now, he's drilling holes into the earth.
Elon Musk. Yes.
Elon Musk.
Thank you,
He's
Angel.
created a. Thank you very much. He's created a Tesla drill that's drilling it into the core of the earth. See what you're seeing is they're using hologramic to give diplomatic. Yeah, this is why you see Joe Biden, some of Joe Biden speeches, he's pixelizing. Like, everybody trying to
Yes,
wonder why is this man
like there's a green screen or
fading in and
something
out the
behind
camera? Why
him.
is he pixelizing?
Sometimes I think he's a robot.
He's the hologram. The real one is underground. Right.
Ah,
The real one is underground. All of them is underground right now. You understand me?
something is definitely going on. I
What's
know.
have over there? What's it called?
Say it again.
I'm listening to you.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
listening to you.
okay.
I'm just trying to think of the name of that base. Mm,
The name of the base.
I'm trying to remember the name of the base. Yeah, there's a military base that they built underground. It's the entry to go underground. It's in Denver.
Like one of the dumbs. I guess I
Now,
might have to.
I'm gonna send you a video that you can look at, and in the video you see them drilling holes into it, but the entry point was at a certain military base. I forgot the name of
Okay.
the
Do
military
you know
base,
the state?
but I
Do
spoke
you
to
know the
people
state
that
that
was
it's in?
members of this military base. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Denver,
Denver.
Denver,
Oh, you talking about
Colorado.
the
It's in Colorado.
airport? You talking about the airport that have all these
Not
weird
not
things
the,
on the walls?
not the airport, the military base.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just
I can help
explaining
that, but
about the
it's not coming.
genocide that they're doing right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's a
See,
lot
what people
there's a
fail to
lot
realize
going
is that
on.
the Germans, you see, the
Now you
Germans
said the
that was
Germans.
in
I'm sorry.
Germany
I'll be
dissipated
quiet.
into different countries, and they're the scientists,
Yes,
right?
those are
So
the
the
ones that
Germans
worked
that
in
was in
Germany.
Germany, but the Holocaust there, they then off to Argentina, Mexico, America. This is new scientists that you had called the Jason Corporation. See, these people, they deal with socialism. You understand me? Socialism is
Yes, and
back
that's what they're
behind
trying to do here.
the dictatorship. Well, you got to remember, George Bush's grandfather was Prescott Bush. He funded Hitler. He went to Germany and funded Hitler. So it was already doing. It was already in the making. That's when they went to Area 51, and when one of our craft crash landed in Mexico, they re-engineered it with Bob Lazar. and they also re-engineered grays. Yeah, and they made the android synthetic grays.
Because I remember you telling me that because the Gigi was created by the Anunnaki, but they are a hybrid, and they're sort of like uh, a a green, uh,
Hmm.
gray color, like a mottled
Yeah,
color.
right. Because you have different grades.
The
You know, you got grades from Tau Ceti A, you got grades from Tau Ceti E, Tau Ceti Y. See, the Tau Ceti E's are the green ones. The Tau Ceti Y, because Y is so far, they're away from the sun, so they don't have any pigmentation.
Wow,
Right.
wow. There's it's so deep. Yeah,
Mm.
so deep. So,
It's
is there
understood
anything
though.
in particular that you want to share with us, Anu? Because I don't want to keep you on here too long. I've already had you here an hour, and I don't want to take advantage. But is there anything that specifically that you wanted to share?
Didn't even feel like an hour.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Now that's what happens. Like when you know when you're going into that kind of explanation or explanatory mode, you're actually channeling. So when you're channeling, it's like you're switched off,
It just
just speaking.
goes.
Right,
It just
just
goes. Well, I have a
go.
question specifically uh, about Big T.
Okay.
It is said that he is not done yet. He will be returning as the president of the Anu Sovereign Republic. Is there anything to that, Anu, or is that just a bunch of stuff people are saying?
Nah, I believe that's just the Democrat versus the Republicans. So you gotta remember, if you look at the Constitution was signed by the Democrats, the Republicans, and the natives. You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
the natives, if you look at it now, are the Moors. The Moors are part of the Constitution itself. They are privately part of the Constitution. That's why they're sovereign citizens. So now you got the Republican and the Democrats. So the Democrats are the ones that every election they want to create problems, right? So the Republicans are the KKKs, the Boston Tea Parties, the private militias. You know, these are the ones that bear arms. Okay,
Okay.
and the Democrats are just the normal suit pushing, tie wearing. We think we know it all. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
The woke ones.
Well, they believe that they will. So you got to look at Joe Biden is the forbidden president. You basically voted for the forbidden. That's why it's called Biden. Joe bid in. Yeah.
Just
When you look at
biding
his name,
time.
well, he signed over. You got to understand that. Now, when you look at America, America owed $44 trillion to China, right? And they only had 11 trillion 3 months ago. So they have up to December 23rd to pay off that debt, or they fall under default. And America is no longer owned by Americans. It will be owned by China.
Exactly. And I don't, I'm always going through these rabbit holes and looking at the Bible with prophecy and the
Mm-mm,
Sumerian text and all that. And I remember seeing something, I think is the Nostradamus
mm-hmm,
Coltrane, and you're probably gonna say, why are you watching listening to that? But I think they said something about that if this leader or whatever comes, if it's from the east,
mm-hmm,
it will be good. But if it
mm-hmm.
comes from the west, whoa, 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 whoa. So have you
Right.
heard that at all? No?
Yeah, of course. That's the dragons. You know, the dragons is China. China's gonna invade America. They got enough people. They got enough armed forces with Russia backing them to invade. You got to remember, China has enough manpower to kill to like to afford to get 500,000 killed just entering the country. They also bought some land in Canada, right? They're also coming in as United
Okay.
Nations. The Russians.
So why is all this happening, Anu? Why is all of this happening? What is the
See,
purpose of all of this happening? I don't get it.
you see, I believe it's for it's basically for control. The New World Order wants to control everyone. They want everybody chipped. They want everybody, that's complying to their new rules and the mandates, status quos. But at the same time, we have to remember when all of these things transgressionally happened back in the days, you had an opposing army, right? This is the reason why we going through what we going through. Everybody's too lazy, too comfortable watching TV, eating TV dinners, going to the local club, drinking alcohol. That men are no longer men. Men used to conquer the world. Men didn't sit down watching TV. You see? So we're not putting up a fight, but the fight has to be an intelligent one. Because you have to remember the pen is mightier than the sword, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
they're opening
So,
the
so what should we
courtrooms,
be doing now, Anu? Well, what is
right?
the message? What should we be doing?
They're opening the courtrooms to see how many people is going to use their intelligence to proclamate that they're private citizens, sovereign citizens, give up their birthright, which is the birth certificate receipt that was pushed to the Vatican. What makes you subjected to all of these rules is because the Vatican owns your birthright. Now part, you're a particle of the United States of America, which is a corporation. Every corporation has a headquarters in Washington, D.C. That's why Washington, D.C. is the district of the corporations, but they call it to you guys District of Columbia. You see?
Hmm. It's not even part of the United States. It's sovereign, isn't it? Is it not?
Exactly. So we as Moors, we're allowed into the Congress library, right? So we've seen things that individuals is not going to see. Now, you need a PhD to go into this Library of Congress. You follow? And you
Okay.
also need to be, a party member. So we have in place ambassadors, right? So these ambassadors are pushing forward to become human rights attorneys. So the human rights at this specific time has been violated globally on a global district. But if you create civil unrest, that allows the civil police to put a cap on it. You get what I'm saying now?
Hmm.
So the pen is mightier than the sword with petitions. You follow? Now these petitions, once they're admitted into Supreme Court, it makes the courts have to overturn their laws. That makes sense?
To
That's
overturn
the
the Moore's court,
no. The Supreme Court.
the Supreme. Okay, got you.
So the Supreme Court is the one telling you guys to get injected, right? All right. Now, also, you boycott. Why are you going to work? Why are you paying bills? Why are you paying taxes? Right? When the world is supposed to be going through a lockdown because the world is going through a pandemic. So you're being fooled. You're being fooled by the people to believe that the world is coming to an end socially, economically, right? When it's not. If it was, you wouldn't be getting taxed. If it was, your water won't be working. If it was, your electricity won't be working. You see, people got to start using their minds and stop being fools to fool's gold.
Okay.
You get that? See, now the problem. See what is actually saving us is all of the people that bear arms. You get that?
Right. And you hear a lot of the old
Yeah.
timers, people that you know that at all costs this is do not give up your guns, because if you give up your guns, they're coming.
Mm. Yeah, they're gonna come because it's easier to take. It's easier to go inside the house and you know manhandle whoever's in the house. They don't have any weapons, right? When you look at most people are under heavy doses of medication. Some people smoking marijuana. Some people is taking alcohol. Some people are just weak
Hmm.
at this specific time. So they can't really do anything for themselves anyway. You follow what I'm saying to you?
Very
So now
vulnerable time. Yeah.
so what the gods has come so what the gods has come is to show you how you can harness the energies from the universe to become strong. You follow what I'm saying? Become
Because our
wise.
because our that junk DNA is being activated now.
Right, right.
Is that correct? So we need to
That's correct.
remember how to use it.
Right. So you got to think about it. If you could move things with your mind, if you could levitate, if you could do these certain things, why are you listening to a government body? You're above
Exactly.
that.
And I think that's the reason why they're pushing so hard with this mandate to block whatever is happening to us that's being activated. They want to stop whatever that is that's happening.
Yeah, because it's not happening to the ones that they is on their side. You see what I'm saying? It's happening to the ones that they have been putting through oppression for how much years? You get what I'm saying to you? So now, have, I've had times when I've walked around as a young individual on the streets, and other counterparts would look at me like they was scared or something. Like, they was just waiting for me to figure something out, and they would run. I was like, well, what's going on? I'm nobody, isn't it? I'm just a human walking with pigmentation on my skin, right?
Hmm.
So then when you find out that we was actually the walking, talking, living gods, this is why they scared. You get
Because
that?
they understand the power that we have once we're activated, and they're scared.
They're very scared. Because you gotta remember, this power can shut down power grids now. Yeah? You see, just as the mood ring, your mood can alter the earth, right? So when I was getting to the point with the angels, I was explaining to you that certain angels come with attributions like Uriel. Uriel starts earthquakes and catastrophic hurricanes and these things that happen. He's on earth.
Okay.
So this is why all these hurricanes and all these things is happening.
Okay. So the hurricanes and earthquakes and things that are happening is, you said, is being done by Uriel.
Uriel. If you want to use his angelic name, yeah, Uriel. But evidently
Okay.
he's
And
got a
what
different name.
purpose? What purpose is that? Is it to bring on something? Is it a
It's to usher the
catalyst?
destruction of catalytic events.
Okay.
So you have to remember, just as Noah was with Uriel, Uriel came and told Noah, we're gonna flood the earth, build your ark. Yeah? So just with Enoch, he showed Enoch, the future earth after the nuclear catastrophic event. So
Hmm.
we gotta understand right now, it's like people are not listening. People are not listening. Nobody wants to get along. You know, we have more robots than actual human beings. We have a lot of people that's still in their third dimensional mindset that don't want to move forward, don't want to listen, don't want to take advice, don't want to kumbaya. So we
Hmm.
gotta we gotta wash it out. We gotta try again. This
So
is it.
what's happening is the project is being scrapped, and we got to try this again.
Exactly. So you gotta remember this is the same thing Enlil came with, and Enki didn't want that to happen. You follow? But you gotta remember that Enki blew up a nuclear under the aquamarine, under the sea. You follow? To create the tsunamis,
Yes, to get
right?
rid of the beast.
Right. But you got if you look like Monica, if you
Yes.
see the things that I'm seeing that is beyond this veil, you'll be surprised that these beings even exist. I'm talking about deformative beings with 10 hands, 10 eyes. Some of them have horns. Like this is really going down.
So where did these beings come from, Anu? Where did these beings come from?
They're spirits that died on this plane.
on this plane, and they're just confused. And can't you just tell them to go home? Y'all broke and busted. Just go home.
You got to think about it like this, right? What you have to remember is if you get killed on this plane, you're not leaving. You're in purgatory, right?
Ah, your your
Right. This is why so
your
much people
so
getting killed.
your spirit, your soul is stuck here.
Right. So now, what people don't understand with a demon or a jinn or however you want to call it, it's a it's a being that's stuck in purgatory. It's a being that's stuck here on this hemisphere amongst the living, right?
Hmm.
And they could be sitting right in front of you. You get what I'm trying to tell you?
Oh yeah, well,
So,
we talked about that a little bit yesterday about it. You don't know who you're sitting next to or sleeping with. It could be you don't. You never know.
right. So this is the whole reason why the veil was put up. The veil was put up because we didn't want individuals to see these things that are around them, right? Because if you see these things that are around them, you're going to question, where am I living?
Right. Now,
You follow what I'm saying?
can these entities? I know it's a dumb question now, but can they harm us? Should we be afraid of them? Because my inclination is saying no. If I'm a sovereign, free spirit being, I already have eternal life. What is there for me to fear?
No, they can't harm you.
I just tell them boo back.
All they can do is attach to you, make you tired, certain things like that. They can't harm you though.
Okay,
You only can kill yourself. You understand?
I do. I do.
Right. If you put yourself in a line of fire, then you kill yourself. If you eat bad food, you're killing yourself. If you take on the wrong affirmation, you might drive yourself crazy without no explanations. You see? So when it comes to the Anunnaki now, right? So you got to look at the word Anunnaki. So we look at Ki as earth. Nak means protector, right?
Yes.
So the the protectors of Anu is here to protect Earth once again, right?
Anunnaki.
But you have so many people plagiarizing my bloodline. You got so much people telling me my bloodline is a white subnosis, Caucasian subnosis. I'm like, brother, do I look like I was born last night at 12 o'clock? Let me explain to you what the blackheads mean. The blackheads was the Gibberim, yeah? The Gibberines was mighty giants that had black beards, right? Just like Gilgamesh and these entities, right? But they also was very highly melanated, just off the simple fact of the geographical positioning where they was located. You get it? Now, after the Byzantine, what is it, expedition? So we had a Caesar. You had a Caesar from Rome called Byzantine or whatever his name was. A lot of people had war with this one man, right? He was the one that implemented and ushered the Romans and the Greeks to interbreed with the melanated beings. You get it?
Okay.
And this is where you have today Arabs. But they're not even the real Arabs, they're Emirites. They're not Arabs, they're Emirites. You get that? So when you
I
say
do.
when you look at the Cain story, right? Cain was removed from the face of God and he was told to move east. Yeah. So if
Yes.
you look at the compass as it is now, we have north, east, south, west. But most Moors know that the compass has been inverted, right? So now north is really south, south is really north, east is really west, west is really east, right? So if you look at east from the face of God, that would be Egypt, right? Where the face of God is. And the east is Israel, right? But when you
Israel.
look at it on their map, the land of was Iraq. You
Yes.
get that?
And that's where Abraham. That's where Abraham originated from.
Exactly. You follow what I'm saying to you? So they're more trying to hide our origin and trying to help us. Because the more you find out the origin, the more powerful you become. You get that?
Yes. Wow.
So
Wow.
they fear the overturn of the golden age, but it's inevitable for it to happen. So one key thing I need to explain to you. So we have polar shifts, right? So we've moved from the south nod into the north nod. If you go look on a documentary about the North Pole, nothing grows in the North Pole. Yeah,
Okay.
oxygen level is very hard to breathe in the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
No vegetation grows in the North Pole. Um, the mood swings in the North is worse. So you see, we're in the North nod now. The polars has shifted. So this is why you see people having certain countries having famine issues, certain people finding it hard to breathe, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
you have been out of, you know, I don't know, physical contact with the world. I don't. Let's give you a hypothetical speaking of a person stayed in their house for the last 2 years because they spooked. They don't want to go outside to catch everything. They've been ordering everything to come home, right? Now they step outside for the first time. They're gonna notice that the oxygen is depleting more than the people that go outside every day. You get
Mm-hmm.
that? So the past 2 months now, for me going outside, I've noticed that the oxygen is depleting very rapidly.
Really?
Of course. So eventually, people are going to have some kind of oxygen apparatuses, respiratory apparatuses. Now, if we look at the fact that we're moving up into the stratosphere, that means that gravity also will become lesser and lesser.
Well, I was
So this
just
is why
looking at
you
what
see
the.
me
Go
So
ahead. I'm
this why
sorry.
you see me make. That's why you told me. That's why you see me make the Dark Vader. I made the Dark Vader bill on the page to show them what the future selves are gonna be wearing. People don't understand that we're in the future now, but we're going into the deep future where individuals are gonna be dressed differently, and you're gonna think, "Wow, what's going on?" But keep in mind that we're in the future. You see now these same cuckoo bird things that you talking about, right? Because you said that you don't want to mention certain titles on there. So if you look, I have a I have a basic list from the university. Remember, the universities named all of these cuckoo birds and dropping them every 3 months. Delta, out there, Delta, Beta. This sound like Greek. This sound like sorority names to me.
Yeah,
All right then.
me too.
So now, if you look at the list started. When was the lockdown started? Was it 2020 or was
It
it
was. It
20?
was 2020, March of 2020.
All right, it's going all the way to 2030.
So this is going to continue to 2030.
I'm telling you, I ain't asking you. I'm telling you
Oh, I knew. I'm too old for that.
exactly.
I'm going to be
So so
already old and decrepit. I'm going to be dead.
so you got to look at the fact that it's not only that they're labeling these certain variants this, but this is the sun's course. The sun is gonna keep heating up every
Yes.
summer, every summer, right?
You can see it.
Into
I mean, it's doing all kinds of weird stuff. It's affecting
mhm,
the Schumann, and it's having
mhm.
plasma waves, and yeah,
Right, right. So that's all. That's gonna. A lot of people is sitting back like, oh my God, when is this gonna end?
right.
So I just answered your question for you.
2030.
2030.
So hold on, buckle up.
Condition your mind. Try not to really feed into too much tabloids, too much of that what they talking about, and just focus on ascending. Focus on getting your mind and your body right and your spirit right. World
Okay, and
War
if you
Three is
can just
about to happen.
in closing, Anu, if you can give us some tips of what really what can we do to keep our vibrations high? What
Mm.
should we be doing right now?
Emitting a lot of uh, emitting a lot of water depository food inside of your system. Also, ingesting a lot of water because you have to understand the Abzu. We're going back to the Abzu Anunnaki Bill. So we must understand that water changes the molecular structure of the body, right? Every 28 days, your molecular structure changes. So if you have a 29-day water fast, you become purified again, right? The reason why the children are so innocent is because they come with their auric rainbow field to the earth, and their blood becomes plagiarized, so they lose it throughout time and age. Now, you want to gain it back. The best way to gain it is through the molecular water fast, right? Every prophet went through this fast. This is why you see that it has 29 days of fasting or 40 days, 40 nights of fasting.
Wow.
Some people can't handle fasting, you know. Some people might feel like they're gonna die after not eating for 2 days, but that's the ultimate test. When you give up your atonement to the Most High rewards you, right? When you give your atonement up, your wishes come down. You get what I'm saying to you?
I do. And I remember you have told me to go on a fast, and I made it to 5.5 days.
Yeah,
5.5 days of doing nothing but drinking water and
right.
clear fruit juices.
Yeah, you
It's
could have fruits too. You could make your fruits into a nutrition drink, but have it still pulpy, pulp with the pulp inside of it. So there goes your contents of some kind of solid for the day.
okay.
But
So just fruits, and should we incorporate vegetables in that too, or just
yeah,
fruits?
of course,
So fruits
vegetables,
and vegetables and water.
right? See that holy harmony that I give you? That right there activates the molecular structure, right? But it has to be for 2 hours every day. 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. Sometimes I have it on all day. I forget I'm even meditating. I wake up like, oh, I was just meditating. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that Pacifical holy harmony that I gave you. That's the key.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key.
Okay. All right, well,
You know what I'm saying?
before we close, Anu, would you be okay with answering maybe about three questions directly from any folks in the chat?
Not at all. Not at all. I can't even see the chat.
Okay, well, what I'll do, guys, if you have a question for Anu, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I'll ask him, and I'll go through here now and see if there's any questions here, and I'll just go ahead and ask him those now.
Hmm.
Hang on
You see,
just a sec.
this is like stages of things, right? So a lot of people is coming into the stage of that they have a higher calling. Some people are coming into the awareness that they can see things. Some people is like manifesting telekinesis powers. This is what I'm doing at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I want to learn how to do that. And I
One of
know
my
at some
one of my
point
friends
I'm,
is
I'm
on
going
it.
to know how to do everything. I just feel it.
One of my friends from Mexico. His name is Peter Mendoza on YouTube. Peter Mendoza. All day, that's all he's doing is throwing chairs, throwing garbage cans, showing people this thing is real.
Really.
Yeah,
All right. Let
you
me
can
put.
look him up. His name Peter Mendoza.
Okay. Now,
But what?
Geo, there's one.
Uh-huh.
It's maybe a comment. He says, Geo
Mm.
says, my thing is that the fast is kind of pointless because everything that we eat, breathe, and drink is
Never
poisoned anyway. So
pointless.
what is the point of fasting if our environment is poisoned?
Okay, so you're fasting because you're strengthening your spirit. All right. See what a lot of people do nowadays. They're more worried about making up the body. Yeah. They
Mm-hmm.
feed the body. They put makeup on the body. They look in the mirror. Oh, you look so nice. They take selfies on their phone, but they're not strengthening their spirit. This is why you are able to get attacked. You get it now? Once you have a
Yes,
strong
because
spirit,
the meat suit is not really the focus. That's our avatar. That's
right?
our uniform that
Exactly.
houses the spirit, and that's the most important thing, is to take care of that
Right.
spirit and nurture that spirit.
And the only way you could take care and nurture that spirit is from prayer, and fasting. Right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
you have two historical religions that tie into the extraterrestrial communication: Islam and Hebrew. All right,
Mm-hmm.
this is a known fact. You get what I'm trying to tell you. If you listen to how the Arabic is recited, it doesn't sound like a earthly language. If you listen to it properly when it's recited, right, in these tones. Now
Mm-hmm.
with the Hebrew, the Kabbalah itself summons the Merkaba, right? So the Merkaba itself is coming from a vortex, right? That is being summoned from the Hebraic tones. So when you listen into the Holy Harmony and you say Yod, hey, this is Hebrew. You say it, right? But these are words that are not supposed to be uttered amongst normal pronominal beings. You follow what I'm saying to you now? So
Ah,
when you open in that gateway, they're gonna come visit you. When you start looking at the macabre itself, you're gonna see it has an eye inside of it. Yeah, that's the Most High watching you. You understand me? This is key.
well,
So this is why they got the eye on the pyramid on the dollar bill, because they knew about all of this, right? I
Anu,
got
it says Anu Inuit something. Yeah.
right. So I got pictures of the Merkaba and me decoding the Merkaba, and you should see the eye, right? It's the same royal crest that the Queen Elizabeth wears. So we got to make sense out of nonsense.
Yep.
They try, they're trying to hold you back from learning higher ascensions. So to answer your friend's question, yes, you need to fast because you strengthen the spirit from any spiritual attack.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that, Anu. I know that a couple of people posted in here too
Mm,
about 2030. This is going to go on until 2030. And one
indeed.
person put that the comet will hit way
Mhm.
before 2030. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, yeah, there is one coming.
When do
They
you
know
think it's
it's
going to
coming.
hit?
Well, you see, for me to give you a estimate of when it's gonna hit, I cannot give you that. But
Right.
I can tell you
I was going
that
to try.
There's there's one inbound, and you got to understand that certain individuals is calling these things to happen because you're not listening. You know what I mean? No one's gonna sit here for 4 years trying to wake people up or try to speak to them, and then they're being shadow blocked on YouTube, shadow blocked on Facebook. It's like after a while it becomes annoying. So you know what? I'm gonna just show you something. You understand me? Then you're gonna start listening. Like you say, for instance, a lot of these people that have a lot of views on YouTube, they're misleading the public with foolishness of pondiments and theories that they don't accurately know because they're not in tune or channeling with these extraterrestrial beings per se. They're just listening to what they hear from this person, that person, this person, that person, this person, that person. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
I do.
Where I'm getting my information from is Octarian beings. The Octarian beings came and was speaking to me. The Greys came, and you gotta remember how they speak to you is through your sleep. So when they come, they put you to sleep. So if you're always tired and drained, oh my god, they're putting you to sleep so they
Yeah.
could channel with you, right? But if you're eating a lot of junk food, you're not gonna remember the dream, so you can rewind it and play it back and play it back. You understand me? That's called
I do.
photographic memory.
I do. I'm just checking the chat again real quick.
No problem.
Um, let's see. Geo says he thinks that it's gonna end all this is gonna end between 2025 and 2026.
Well, the last ships are coming to pick up people in 2030, so they're picking up people right now. You gotta understand that you know these people that are dying. I don't like to say that or deceased. or we rather say they're ascending, they're being picked up.
The ones the ones that have passed because of the cornholio poke.
Right, they're being picked up by the Greys. You got to understand,
Ah,
right? The people from the ones that landed in New Mexico are called the harvesters. So you look inside the Bible, it tells you the harvest from the wheat to
the
the
wheat
wheat.
and the tares.
This is the harvest right now. They
The
picking,
wheat and the tares. So the tares are the ones that are doing the cornholio poke.
right? So you got to think about it. The harvesters are picking, right? The ones that are pure to protect. You follow what I'm saying now? And they're getting rid of the ones that are unpure. You follow?
Ah,
So some people might call it the rapture. But if you look at the rapture or the raptor, what is the raptor?
some type of dinosaur.
It's a lizard.
Dragon.
It's a reptoid.
Ah,
Ah, you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Right, right, right.
Wow. This is deep, Anu. There are
Deep like the
so
abyss.
many. I have a whole list of questions here for you, and we've only touched on a couple of them. We could sit here and talk for hours, but I
It
know you
doesn't matter.
can't do
You
that.
could
But
do
I thank you.
segments. You could do segments. You could do segments. Just let me know when you want to do the segments. Invite me
Okay,
in, and
and I so appreciate you taking the time to come and present here in the chat today, Anu. And yes, we
of
have to do
course,
this again.
of course, because I find it very enriching to share this information with individuals. I find it very enriching to you know communicate because the transmission is from the voice. You follow? So the
Yes.
more that you hear the transmission is the more you start to unlock certain things. You know, what one has to remember the power of the mind. So if you video call an individual that is an ET, he could project the ET through his third eye into your home.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Now
Right.
could this being that I saw in my cabin, I knew,
Yeah.
was that being really there, or was it projecting itself there?
Nah, it was there.
It was there.
You
It
see what
was there.
you
It
know what
was
I've noticed? You know what I noticed when you see these beings come inside the house? They come like a see-through shadow, a fluorescent shadow that you believe, are you looking at? Am I really seeing you? And then it
and that's
goes and
kind of
it comes back.
yeah. But I wasn't
Right.
afraid at all. And I frequently just speak speak to the spot where I saw it and I said, "You come on back. Come on
Oh
back.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
afraid."
definitely. Where did
Yeah,
what spot?
come
Where
on
did you
back.
see it?
Say it again.
What spot did you see it? Where you seen it?
It was in my cabin. I live in a small cabin, but it
Right.
has a very high ceiling. The ceiling
Okay.
is a 12-foot ceiling, and
Okay.
the what I saw had to have been at least 8 to 9 feet tall. It was
Right.
dressed in armor,
Okay.
and it had a mask. I couldn't see the face. I couldn't tell if it what color it was. It was just armor, and it was holding like a staff. It wasn't a
No, you
sword,
seen the
some type of
Octarian. You seen
staff.
the Octarian. You seen the Octarian super soldier. The Octarian super soldier is dressed in armor, and they also have a weapon that looks like a staff, but it's actually a laser gun. You understand? I got pictures of these beings, man. I got a whole reel. Like literally, I have one of these Octarians. He stands at the door. He closes my when I go to sleep. He closes the door for
Mhm.
protection. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
I can
and
show
when
you.
I saw the being, it kind of startled me at first, but I wasn't afraid. It was just like, what is that? And then I just stared at it, and it
Right.
just we just stared at each other. And then when I said, "I see you," and when I
Uh-huh.
said that, it just kind of like dissipated like a hologram. It was just gone.
See, most of the time, when you dealing with these channels, right? You got to give your undivided attention to channeling these ETs. So nothing can disrupt you. Nothing can come around. It's like you have to have your own particular room for this ET to live, house, so it can channel. And remember, I told you it's gonna put you to sleep. So majority of the time. So this is why you had the most of the prophets will tell you that they went to the land of Nod. Yeah,
The land of Nod.
right.
Okay.
It's cause of the plasma balls that is shooting at you. When it's shooting these balls at you, it puts you to sleep.
Hmm.
Get that?
I do. I do. That there's more people putting messages in here for you. More than five senses. Empath lady is in here. She says, Anu. She says, I
Yeah.
say to you,
Okay.
let's see, ah, e, shin, ah. What is that? Does that make any sense to you?
You pronounce it correct?
I may not be. Ash, ah. It's
Ashe,
A-H.
ashe, ashe, ashe,
No,
ashe.
but it's no, it's something else. It's something else. It's A-H hyphen and then an E
Yeah,
and
she's saying
space
ashe.
and then S-H-E-E with another space and A-H. I
Asheha.
don't know what that means, Lily.
Asheha.
It's Sheha. Yes, something like that. What is any idea what that means?
Ashe, ashe, ashe and Ifa is it's like praising the God within you. Yeah?
Okay.
Ashe. And
Okay.
ha
Lily, point
and
out
ha
say if that's correct or not, Lily.
and ha is to emphasize the greeting. So it's like, yo, you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the ha it emphasizes the power besides the ashe. We say ashe in in summonings of ancestors. You follow what I'm saying? So if I was to tell you ashe, that's me giving you my power for the day. Like, have a good day, have a prosperous evening. Have there's many bills to put it in, but it's a positive greeting. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Patricia
Right.
says Enlil is Yahweh.
Okay. Yeah. And Lil, see, you have to remember. See what I find hard for people is that they don't pay it. They pay attention, but they don't understand about a host or the seven seal. Right. The seven seal is seven different entities in that one body. So if we're looking at the Trinity, or we're looking at the how you want to put it, the cardinal points, because you move forward from the Trinity to the cardinal points, that would be four people in one body. Trinity, three people in one body. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we have to remember Enlil controls the air, Enki controls the water, right?
So Inky
Right?
only controls the water because doesn't Inky call himself the most high over all the earth?
Yeah, yeah. That's see what we gotta understand with that one is that he's saying that he controls this realm, right? And
Okay.
what is the most of the mass of this realm is water.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. There's more water than land. All
That's true.
right.
That's
So
true.
then you have Enlil that controls the heaven, right? The air. You
That's
follow
the
what I'm
air.
saying to you?
Okay.
That's the air, right? And then you have Anu that controls space, but he controls everything. You get it?
Right, right. The Lord Inky and Enlil are just kind of like the CEOs or something.
Well, you see, those are the people that don't mind to speak. You get it? Anu is come to a realization of you should already know. You get
Indeed.
that?
Indeed.
So I'm gonna
Indeed.
send you my children to answer your questions. I'm gonna send you my children to show you the way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does that you would do that, but some they've been messing up. I knew. I'm telling.
See, the only reason
They've
why the
been
Most
messing
High
up.
comes to earth, the only reason why the Most High comes to earth, right, is because is to start over the earth. He never comes to the earth other than that. So if you look at the how can we say all right, let's use all these prophets for example, right? So
Hmm.
these prophets all was tabernacles, houses for the most high to inhabit. Does that make sense?
It does.
Right. So this is why you see most of them was by themselves, but they walked with God. Yeah. So now who is literally around them 24/7? Is it a angel or is it really God? You get what I'm saying to you? So say for instance, the entities that's around me has told me to not praise anything but the most, right? Which is the universe. But me, I don't have to praise anything because it's already told me exactly where I come from. You follow? So when you use the summer triangle and the winter triangle, you create the vortex, the gateway to heaven. But where is heaven? That's the question. I know where it is. You
Wow.
see? And it's not for me to tell anyone because that's the whole reason you're here. You're here to figure out how to get back home.
Thanks.
Nah,
Thanks.
you see what it is you 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 don't never cast your pearls against swine, right?
That's
At
true.
the same time, you don't want people to know how to get there because if you look at what the powers that be are doing, the powers that be are trying to get into that portal.
They're trying to hijack a ride, maybe.
They're trying to hijack the ride. Exactly. So
Absolutely.
so one thing
I'm
I
putting a sign
noticed.
on my ship. No, 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 no hitchhikers.
Well, yeah, exactly. But
No
one thing I
hitchhikers.
know,
Got I
you
got
see,
another question for you. Cynthia says, "How can you
sorry.
tell? How can you tell if it's on? Let's see. How can you tell if it's an extraterrestrial or a
A
demonic
demon.
spirit? How can you tell?
Because they reveal themselves to me. I got demons. I can show you pictures of demons. I got demons that
I
got
want to see.
horns. I got demons
I don't
that
want to
got.
see them. I don't want to
I
see
got.
them.
I got. I seen demons that have um tails that's dragging like a head. The head. They got tails, and on top on the tail is a head. Like this, is what I'm saying. These people, these individuals cannot come to heaven. They cannot come to earth. We're not
They can't.
allowing it.
Yeah.
You get
So
what I'm saying?
this is
And they're
this this
trying.
is so this is what's going to make men's faint faint with fear when the veil is completely gone and they actually
See
what's
them. Yes.
see them in front
Yes.
of us.
They're in front of us right now, but it's like dense wise to touch. You know, I hear them. I hear them. I feel that like when they're breathing, and you got to remember these people they come to the Most High for repentance. Help us, please. Let us back in. No, go away. You're not going nowhere. The same thing they tried with Enoch. Remember, Enoch was also um you know basically communicating with the Watchers, right? The
Hmm.
Fallens, and all the fallen was deformed people that just wanted acceptance, right? But they're so deformed, we cannot accept this. And around humans, you would scare the life out of humans. Literally, what I've seen is tripped me out. But I already know what I'm signed up for, so I'm not scared of it. You follow?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you read about Uriel, Uriel is the gate protector of hell. You understand me?
Okay.
When you look at the
Geo brings a point. He
okay,
says, "I can tell if they're good or not when I see them. I say I love you. Is I
well,
love you
demons say
like
I
their
love you too.
kryptonite?" Say it again.
I said, demons tell you that they love you too.
Oh,
All
I know
right.
about that one too. Got that, Geo? And Geo says it might just be angels. And empath lady says, yes, he said it. You said it correctly. That Ashe something something. Yeah,
Of course, yeah, of course. I'm in tune. I'm in tune. You know, I
absolutely.
have to make sure I'm in tune. You see, this is the thing, though. You got to remember, Monica. In a lot of constructs, people believe in the most high, or there's certain entities that have to come back. So I have to make sure I can correspond with all of these different groups. So I belong to all of the groups. I'm not just subjected to one, right? I respect every single book that mentions the most high and the angelic beings in respect, right? So some people might say Judaism, Catholicism, Jehovah Witness, whatever. As long
Mhm.
as they respect the hierarchy and they haven't blasphemized it in their books, I must give them salutations. You get what I'm
Indeed,
saying to you?
indeed, indeed, indeed.
Yeah, because you can't be one sided. Even with this race thing, I'm not here for no race. I'm not against any race. All I'm speaking is the truth. The truth shall set people free, or the truth shall harm people. You
Absolutely,
understand?
absolutely. And
So
again, this
what?
is how that whole journey started for me. Is seeking the truth. I grew up in that Jehovah's Witness
hmm
craziness, and that's all I seek is the truth. One hundred
See, when you
percent.
say the Yahweh, right?
Say it again.
Yahweh, see Yahweh, right? When you look at the holy harmony, that's Yod Hey Shin Vav Hey. That is Yahweh coming down into Yod Shin Vav Hey. You get that?
Say that one more time.
Okay, when you look at Yod Hey Shin Vav Hey, that's YHSVH, right?
Okay.
So Yahweh is YHWH, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so it's the same acronyms. So Yashva is Yahweh, right? In the physical flesh. You get that? So what do people say that Yahweh is? Do you believe that Yahweh is from a certain stargate? Is it a black hole? Is it the point of existence? Do you call it source? You have to start thinking of where this Yahweh presides at, because he's evidently given his powers to Yashva. You see? That's
Hmm.
why he says, that's why Yashva says, I can teach you and show you the way to heaven. Yeah. It's very important that people know when angels harness your body, your heart rate is irregular. You have to learn how to balance your heart, because now you have another being inside. This thing is a blessing and a curse. Some people can't handle it and die
Hmm.
because of heart attack.
And see, that kind of weirds me out to have another being inside of me. I want an
I'll
extra
tell you
being
what,
in here.
one day somebody, like, I try my best not to get angry, because I know that's when the powers kick in, right? The rage kicks in the power, just like the Hulk. So the person had kind of wound me up, and I noticed that my left hand turned into a torch, like a Bunsen burner. You know a Bunsen burner?
Yes.
Like a flamethrower?
Yes.
That's how my hand was going on for 20 minutes. That would spook
Wow.
any man. That would spook any man out. Like, God damn, what's going on with me?
Hmm.
Right? But I looked at it like, okay, let me calm myself down. Right? So you see, what you don't understand is, once you have this attachment, it's really what you really see was your higher self coming at you in that suit. And now with that suit, it has mechanisms. So the mechanisms now are on your body. Have you ever seen that movie? It was about some kid. His name was Elijah, and he found an extraterrestrial gun when he went
Hmm.
to some abandoned building, and then basically the entities came back to retrieve the gun, and they was explaining to him that you have all the machinery mechanism buttons in your hands, but how it looked to him on his hands was just like a burn. You get it? But it was really a 3D digital controller to control the weapon. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So that's pretty
Let's
freaked
go
out,
back.
That's pretty like a weird,
Hmm.
It's not really weird, but you got to understand these things. So if you don't understand these things could confuse you. So by me sitting down for 2 years, figuring out all these things by myself, now I can explain to people. A lot of people fabricate that they channel extraterrestrials. A lot of people fabricate of who they believe they are, who they think they are. But I don't really have time for that. Like if you knew me 4 years ago, you would never think for me to be doing this now. You understand?
Yeah.
So that people that really know me, it's a shocker. People think I've gone crazy. People think, I'm not the same person. I've lost family members. I've lost loved ones, you know, by just following this path. And I believe it's important to keep following it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of
There's
course.
another question here a comment here in the chat that I really want to touch on, but again, we've
Uh-huh.
been on here 2 hours now. I knew,
Yeah, it
but
fly
but
like that for me.
but just one more if I can. One more.
No problem.
Okay.
Now
He's
you can ask how many you can get 10 questions out of me. It don't matter.
okay.
I'm on your time at the moment.
Okay, and actually, a couple of more people. Patriarch mentioned. Let's see, Geo. Let's see. What do you think? The Divine Mother. Something about the Divine Mother. Let's see.
Hmm.
Um,
ISIS. Okay.
yeah. What is
See
the Divine Mother? Where does she fit in all of this? Is the Divine Mother the Holy Spirit?
Yes.
What's
Yeah, it's the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy
so?
Spirit.
She's an equal power with what is the power structure, or is that,
The
or
whole.
am I saying that wrong? Is that part of
Okay,
the
so
Trinity? Is that part of the Trinity? Is what I'm
yes,
saying.
it
It's
is. Yes, it is.
Anu, the Divine Mother, the Divine Father. Two
Hmm.
and one equals three. The
Right,
child,
right.
is that the Trinity?
Indeed, because the child is the anointed one that gets these attributions. So the Holy Spirit itself, it comes around like air. You know,
Hmm.
yeah, it's like literally air. It talks to you with like you have to learn how to listen to the air, right? This is how it communicates with you. Also, it will do certain things around the house. It will blow something over. It wants you to read. This is the Holy Spirit, but that's
The
earth.
Ruach.
Yeah, there
The
you go. The
Ruach.
Ruach. So the Holy Spirit itself comes with the elements from the earth. You follow? So you you primarily have to go into your backyard or whatever to contact more with that Pacifical Holy Spirit. But it's
Mhm.
also your armor, if that makes sense.
Yeah, someone else mentioned something about that as far as the armor is concerned. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. And we'll have to do this again. Thank you for taking the
of
time
course.
to answer questions, with the guest. And all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was 3 questions. Any more? Because I want to be fair now. I know they've been on here for a while listening
Okay,
to
let's
me.
see. Let's see. Um, now Gio mentioned he says women were first. He says
Okay.
men are reconstructed females. Look into biology.
Yeah, I already know that. That's why I was breaking down the A and B DNA. Is A is male masculine and B is feminine. So Adam was a composement of the two perfect genes, which was masculine and feminine. You follow? This is
Okay.
why most esoteric men would tell you you have to get in tune with your feminine energy. And then the feminine energy is not flamboyantness. The feminine energy is like self-care. You know how women take care of their body and nurture themselves? That's the feminine energy. Not telling you to turn into no girl and start wearing earrings and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. But
Right.
just get in touch with that feminine side the same way. It's about balance, the same
Right.
way that women need to embrace their masculine side. They're both
Hmm.
equally important, and they
Of
balance
course.
each other out.
Of course. I look at nurturing as in, self-care. Women go get manicures, pedicures. Most guys don't do that. You get what I'm saying, Tell?
Hmm.
Then they got calluses on their feet and, all these things happening.
Well, I must be connected with my more masculine side, because I don't get I don't do that stuff no more. I'm up there digging in my dirt, planting tomatoes and
Of course.
taters and stuff like that in my garden.
Right, right, right. I understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, yeah. Let me
Which
let
is
me see
good
if I can
to,
get one more. Let's see, Patriarchs, yeah, says, you have more than one divine mother. It's Mama Ruach, the most high of the universe.
mm,
Mama, she has Mama Ruach again, thought, divine mothers, and Mother Earth. Does that make any sense?
that's somebody's theory,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
That's,
this is just someone's comment.
yeah, that's
Evidently,
what I'm
this
saying.
person thinks that this is all the same. That I
Where did
guess
they
it's the
get that
same
from?
thing.
That
Say it
that's
again.
a theory. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. It's not a fact.
Yeah. And I think
Get that?
this person's mentioning again, yes, woman was first. So the
Yeah,
woman is that Isis, or is
right, right.
Isis
It's
and
car.
Inanna the
I
same?
say Inanna. It's all the same woman.
Okay, so Isis Inanna is the granddaughter, your
Mm.
granddaughter,
Yeah, yeah. Ma'at. All the
Mayat.
same. See, Inanna had two babies at the time. One baby was evil. The other baby tried to kill the other baby in the stomach. Does that make sense?
Is that
They
kind of
had to
like the
pull that
story of
baby out.
Jacob and Esau?
Yeah. She one of the babies, she had all right, so basically it's hard I don't understand why the baby tried to kill his own brother. I don't get it, but the one of the babies tried to attack the other child in the belly, and one of the midwives had to drag it out. You follow? And from when they drag when that baby did that, he was considered blasphemous. You understand?
Hmm.
Because he already coming into the earth sinning. That makes sense? You trying to
He's
kill your
already
own brother.
fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you already. So Inanna is the incarnation of Anna, right? Ishtar, yeah,
Yes, yes. Yes.
right. She
Cynthia
is
brings
the
out a good point.
granddaughter,
She
correct?
says mother principle is one. She may have many names depending on the culture.
Well, that's what I. So, what culture are you mentioning mother principle in? Because I've never heard of this until today, and I'm not gonna say you're incorrect in how you feel.
Hmm.
You understand? I just identify what I'm channeling with. So
Okay.
I don't like to call things out of its name if it hasn't come to me and explained itself to me. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So the 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 Holy Spirit, or we could say, the Mother Earth, is protecting. So she makes sure she's always protecting. So that means wherever you're going, you have protection from Mother Earth. Get it?
Yes, I got it. I got it. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to ask any more questions. I knew. And as a matter of fact, I need to get here because I got to go close my chickens up. It's
All
dark,
right, no worries.
and I don't want the coyotes to get them. But anyway,
Indeed.
thank you again, Anu. And thank you
Yeah.
guys for participating in the chat, and for staying here the whole 2 hours. Thank you very much. Stay in
Yeah, I
that high
appreciate that.
love vibration.
I
You want
appreciate
some
that.
closing thoughts, Anu?
Well, I'm open for teaching. I'm trying to start doing this live. I've just realized that you could do the StreamYard thing to go live. But anybody that wants to learn, you know, or in more depth, or wants to have some kind of communication transmission in their ascension guides, well, you can find me on YouTube. L Shrine is on Facebook, or you could contact Monica. Monica contact me, and we'll definitely try to do this more often to where we can help guide you individuals into your higher light spectrum.
Indeed, indeed. Be sure I did put his the link to his channel in the description. Be sure to subscribe to his channel, guys. And thank you again.
Of course. You know
All
who you
right.
know who I wanted you to get in contact with? Billy Carson.
Say that again.
Billy Carson. I'm ready to speak with Billy Carson.
Yeah, and I did try, and I've invited him a couple of times, and
Mm,
I didn't get a response to him. But there is a Paul Wallace. I don't know if you've heard of him,
mm.
but I'm going to reach out to him because he's
All
heavily
right.
into research for the Anunnaki. Um,
Okay.
so I'm going to try and reach out to him.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that other guy's name? Spirit of God, right?
Spirit. Yes, spirit. Yes, Spirit of God. He's another one as well.
Yeah, we need to
Absolutely.
get him on. We need to get him on the live horn. He got a
Okay.
lot of ideas, but he needs some clarification. You see, I don't mind them having the inkling that they belong to the scepter, but at the same time they have to remember the melanated beings are the scepter. You get that? So there's no
Yes.
way you could steal my construct and turn it into some Anglo Caucasian construct. It's not gonna happen. So the only people that's still saying that, oh, Anunnaki or Nephilim, or this is a Anglo construct, are the confused and the uneducated.
Yeah, there's definitely, they're trying to flip
The
everything.
script.
They're flipping everything. So I
All
guess
right.
that's why in the scriptures it says even the very elect may be confused or
Yeah,
misled,
yeah, yeah.
or
Of course, of
yeah.
course. That's why you got to see things for face value. Until you see it, you can't believe it. You understand me?
Keep asking questions.
Keep
I'm not
asking. Yeah.
accepting anything until I
You just
die.
tell them that you're not afraid and tell them to reveal themselves, and you're gonna start seeing them come.
Absolutely.
All
All right.
right.
All
It's
right,
nice
guys. You
speaking
take
with you.
care. Let me go put my chickens away. Stay in that high love vibration, y'all. Love you
All right.
guys. Bye, y'all.
True light to all.
True light.
True light.